Good. Now, feeling all of your feels. Take the biggest inhale of the whole year so far, whopping big inhale. Exhale and pull the plug, drain the brain, let it all out. Let's become calm and empty souls, make room for something wonderful to come in. Just calm and empty, receptive, open-minded. Good. Now, Greg recommends you wiggle your fingers and toes and circulate extra super amazing, spectacular feel good through yourself. Choose to be happy, in other words. The corollary of choose to be happy is we can't be forced into being happy, obviously, so it is a choice. Circulate feel goods around your bod. Good. Then take your arms up to the ceiling. Lace your hands up over your head. Push your palms up, extend up over your head, and writhe around in kind of mild, extra feel good, writhy, first thing in the morning, smile on your face kind of feeling. Nature is very clever to trick us into stretching once a day with this endorphin release stretch. Good. Draw your knees in for some knee hugging and back rolling. Roll around on your back a little bit. Other way. Good, kids. And then let's roll up together, shall we? Wow, happy good old-fashioned rainy day, Northern California, Sunday. Great day to do self-care class. Welcome to my Zoom friends. What a great turnout. It's so good to see you. Cheers. I do drink coffee when I do yoga. I drink coffee when I do anything. One time I had too much blood in my caffeine stream, but it works for me. Anyway, welcome to YouTubers as well. If you just happen to be cruising by, this is a good tribe of people to get together to do some yin and restorative on Sunday. There's no rush. There's no hurry to get to the better pose. Isn't that weird? Isn't that unusual for us type A personalities that have to go, go, go every single second? So part of this is just waiting for Godot. So we've got a host of good things to do that'll make us connect more with our higher power. And because two or more are gathered, that's an absolute guarantee. Now, also, my whole life as I've been teaching yoga, occasionally I'll use my own experiences, my own adventures as part of it. And the only reason I do that, the reason I do it is for teaching, for insight, for revelation, for myself, my friends. And so I've got an interesting message today, and today's message is how quickly can we turn the seeming unfortunate, random, chaotic thing that happens to us into good. I think we've all had those weird, unusual, out of left field, disturbing, disrupting things happen to us. No humans are immune from that. That's obvious. So today's challenge, today's interest is how quickly, when something like that happens, can we turn it around and let God, love, source, put it to good use? So with that in mind, I'm going to show you a quick picture, if you don't mind. So I'm going to share the screen real quick. So that's my car. And last night it was for sale in Danville. And raise your hand if you can see that. I just want to be able to use it. Okay, so that's my car and my beloved little car, my other car, and I'm selling it. And the leaf is now actually a leaf on a tree. A tree fell on it and crushed it last night and totaled it. So it's still there. They can't get the tree off yet. So my first thought was, God damn it. This sucks. I cannot believe. How can this happen to me? A pious, righteous, amazing individual such as myself. That was my first hilarious reaction. Then it was like, gratitude. I have another car. I'm blessed. What am I going to learn? Good Samaritans are calling me to help me out. So I'm just going to, this is an exercise for me to, I call it golden keying, just saying great good comes from this. And it will. And it's strengthening a whole host of capacity. And it's just one of those things. And so today's lesson is when the tree falls on your car in the forest, will you hear it, and how quickly will you turn it to good? So I know that's not your challenge, that's mine, but I'm really exercising my own faith and trust that this is turned into something good. So anyway, I wanted to share that with you. I hope you don't find that to be gratuitous or too much. But anyway, start with our shoulders. In about 25 years of serious spiritual practice in my life, a great spiritual teacher named Emmett Fox. I read one of his chapters once. It was called Golden Key. And the second something unusual, untoward, unpleasant happens, other way, the first thing I've trained myself to do is to say, great good comes from this. And you know what? It has every single time. The more disruptive and upsetting or shocking it is, the better it turns out to be. And I know you guys all know that, but I just wanted to reinforce that inside of my own brain. Good. We'll inhale and exhale your arms behind your back, up your back, behind your neck. Poof. Don't you kind of know that? It's like the bad thing ends up being the best thing that ever happened. And it's always in some weird, serendipitous, out of the way, out of left field, never would have seen it coming kind of way. And it's not long before you lighten up and you realize your car is called a leaf. And so it kind of belongs on the up against a tree like that. Don't needle me for that. Host of tree puns. I called the branch manager of my insurance company. Yada, yada, yada. Inhale. Poof. And one more with an om at the end. Big ol' inhale. Om. And we'll drop our chin and we'll practice gratitude for our capacity to see the good in all things. And that great spiritual religious phrase, everything is everything works out for good for those who love good or God. We know that to the core of our atoms and molecules to be true. Judge not appearances, judge the truth, so to speak. Good. Lace your hands, push the sky up with your paws. Turn right and softly release your left hand down to your right knee. Give yourself a little twist, close your eyes. Every pose is a prayer today. Every pose puts our body in a position for the receipt of joy, wisdom, insight, upgrade, uplift. I'm simply committed for the rest of this lifetime to use every single experience as a recognition and a remembrance of the truth. And so shall it be. Inhale here. Exhale, release. Good. We'll lace one finger over the weird feeling way. Stretch up. Turn left. Right hand, left knee. Close your eyes and just enjoy a nice little wringing of yourself out with the old, in with the new. I just got a text. A guy says, "Hey, I'm interested in your crushed leaf. Are you willing to negotiate on price?" Inhale here and exhale, release. Now, as soon as your humor comes back about any situation, the situation is already resolved, right? That's why I wore my cat t shirt today, because I just can't take stuff too seriously when I'm wearing the cat shuttle t shirt. So back up a little bit. Yeah, I'm flexible. Come on down, kitty cats. Forward fold. Move your hair around, relax your head, soften your soften your head, cool your jets. Good. Now from fingertips, long spine, look forward at your exceedingly bright future. Exhale and dive headfirst into the amazing, unmistakably weird and wacky, wonderful adventure of your own life. Three more breaths. All righty, come on up. I need to get my head and my heart to connect. So anytime I need to do that, I like to stretch my sternocleidomastoids on the side of my neck with my thumbs. So I just brush my thumbs down my sternocleidos on the wide side of my neck, not my carotid artery. Everything is always working out for us, even when it seems like it isn't. By the way, if you have a hilarious pun about a leaf being crushed by a tree, please forward it. At least I wasn't in it. There's so many things to be grateful for. Nobody else was either. Good. Then we're going to take our opposable thumbs and put them underneath our jawbone. We're going to relax our face down into our hands. And we're going to massage underneath our jawbone. Feels good. There's a little button in there. You can just pop the whole damn head off sometimes when it seems too noisy. Good. Release out of that. And right fingers back left corner and tilt your head over. Drop your chin, close your eyes. We are calm and grateful souls. Relax your mouth. Good. And we'll click our head back up. Left fingers back right corner. And we'll employ the tincture of time as we tilt our noggin to the left. Drop your chin, close your eyes. As a wise friend of mine says, who likes cars, give it the tincture of time, give time time. I had to be very much trained, very much disciplined to meet unpleasant circumstances and conditions and happenings with the instant prayer of great good comes from this. But like any young puppy, I can be trained. Woof. Good, kitty mittens. Click your head back up. Drop a chin. Take your coconut around 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Other way. 1. Am I flexible on price? 2, 3. And relax your head down and go inside of yourself. Close your eyes. Maybe make that beautiful ujjayi sound, that breathy noise at the back of your throat that drowns out the caterwauling of my mind. God, love, source, infinite, higher, organizing glory, IHOG for short. Bless us with exactly the love, light, and truth we need this very day. Good, kitty cats. Now, lean back on your hands and champagne bottom and caviar rears. Lift up. Just a nice little front of body stretch. Nothing has to be Olympic or gold medal quality today. We're just going through our range of motion. We're going through our range of emotion. And come on down. One of my music teachers, a music producer, lives in Walnut Creek. He has like $1 million music studio at the side of his house, and a gigantic oak fell on it 2 years ago, flattened the whole thing. Most cheerful person I've ever seen in my life. Come on down one more time. Now, here's the weirdest instruction that I ever give. Stop thinking. Okay, beautiful friends, please come on up. Now, for some reason, I'm in my non-habitual cross, so I'm going back to this one. Arms out to receive alms in your palms. How can we receive goodness if we have closed hands? So open your hands, touch your elbows together because I can't. Dorsiflex your wrists and prudently, intelligently lean into your wrists and forearms. And again, if you drop your chin, the weight of your much larger than average brain will relax the back of your neck. And I'm going to do ujjayi breathing because I want to be victorious. I want to feel the smooth vibration along the back of my throat. Can you find the middle ground of sensation somewhere between 0 and spinal tap 11? For me, numbers like 4, 5, and 6 are very unusual middle ground. Big fan of 11 or 0. There's something about middle ground that's been a really good training for me in my life. Regular, normal, par for the course kind of thing. A lot of tension that resides and accumulates in forearms and shins and calves. Okay, come on up. All right, then just sit country style with me. Arms out and some Sheryl Crows side to side. I don't know why I call them this. I don't know a lot. Actually, there's a great deal more that I don't know than I do know. That's if I've learned one thing, it's I've learned very little side to side. But that's very encouraging because it means there's infinity more to go. Good. And then in turtle, turtles come out, turtles go in, turtles go out, turtles go way in, turtle wings behind your back, stretching metaphors to the extreme, hands up your back, pack the back of your wrists in your forearms, chickens, in your armpits, I should say, feet together, elbows inside your knees, and be a knee squeezer, elbow stretcher, wrist breaker, chin dropper. If you don't feel this, if you can push your elbows all the way in together with immunity and impunity, then thank you for being in class. Sometimes you need a class, and sometimes the class needs you because you're ahead of the game. It's what I like about my favorite spiritual program is in every class, so to speak, there's some people that are further ahead and some people that are scraping by, and everybody benefits. I don't want to go to a spiritual program where everybody's perfect because I wouldn't belong there. Good. Now, feet together and roly poly guacamoles. When you have avocados, make guacamole. That's not the saying, is it? When you have lemons, make guacamole. Other way, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nicest Danville police officer called me just the sweetest fellow. Thank God for the police, man. Shake your paws out. Get thee hence, Satan, so to speak. Hello, future. Hello, 2024. I got to tell you, 34 days into 2024, and I am having a rip snorting, delightful adventure. A little faster. Cup your hands at your heart and feel blessed, holy, sacred, reverent. You know me, I'll occasionally use religious phrases. I live under the open windows of heaven. How about that one? Good. And now, who doesn't have tight groins anyway? So wag your knees out a little bit. Jiggle your nether regions. Jiggle, jiggle. This makes your shuttle blast off more with your cat on it. Good. Now, maybe you can straighten your arms, push your knees all the way down and lean forward, and maybe you can't. So that covers everybody. If you can't do something, it just means you can't do it yet. That's encouraging. Okay, and then we'll plant our feet, plant our hands, and tabula rasa, clean slate, lift up. Maybe you can scarcely lift up and you need some upper body strength and the ability to open up the front of your body. Boy, have you found your class. Good, and come on down. Now, the interesting thing about my classes, YouTube and Zoom, is that it has the most intelligent and attractive people. I don't know why, it's just the people I attract. I can't help it. So you're in good company. Now, my right shin is folded under, my left knee's out to the side. If you hate this, so to speak, just lean over here and wait for all this tissue to begin to open up. If you love it, you lean to your right and you bring your right elbow down to the floor. That's a big spectrum, isn't it? You're suffering over here, or you're in ecstasy over here, or maybe you're somewhere in the middle, probably somewhere in the middle. Most of us are. This is good for your guts, squeezes your stuff, opens up your ankle, knee, and hip, makes you look really cool, opens up your armpits. Good. Come on up. This whole sequence in yoga is called a vinyasa, hopefully intelligently sequenced series of movements designed to deliver a whole that's greater than the sum of the parts. It's like selling your car for parts. Lift up, you guys. Half camel, Ardha Ustrasana. Good. Now, some of my exceedingly bendy friends, and I only use names in a positive way. My friend Linda, for example, can lean all the way on her back in this pose. Not a problem, unless she doesn't want to. Greg, on the other hand, kind of leans back to here, and the front of his body says, well, that'll be just enough right there, Buster. My body starts talking to me like John Wayne. If you can't do something, just have popcorn nearby and relax. Oh. Now ask yourself honestly, do I like this pose or would I just like to never do this again for the rest of my life? And if you don't like it, it's what you need to do. Miles Davis, the great jazz player, maybe the best of all time, he wouldn't play the songs that he liked or that were easy. He would only do the hard stuff that was new, unfamiliar, because he always wanted to grow and evolve. So if it's hard, it's probably good for us. Come on up. If it's easy, then you get to enjoy it, which is nice. Now drag your poor right foot out and swing it around, kids. If you're not a hippie, this will turn you into a hippie. Good, other way. As I like to say, this opens up your acetabulum, your hip joint. Good. Now the right arm goes under, maybe, maybe not. And you just, it don't mean a thing if you don't got that swing. There's one thing my hips can do is they can swing. Does your left elbow go under? Can you scratch your hair? If you can't, 2 weeks. 2 weeks. This opens up my crown chakra. Good. Now take the pointy thing on the outside of your right ankle, set it over your left knee. If it's not good, your knee is way up, your just bones are sticking out, foam is coming out of your nose, keep doing yoga, okay? If bones are literally sticking out and foam's coming out, just keep coming back, okay? Now, lean over your legs in what's called yogasana, box pose. Drop your chin, close your eyes, tear yourself a new hip. Now, if you're struggling, your shoulders are unconsciously pulled up by your ears because you've been doing it your whole life and you don't even know you do it. It's called having hypertonic muscle patterns. They're chronically crunchy. So we learn to chronically let go of our shoulders, and it takes about 2 weeks to release decades of bodily patterning. Then 2 more weeks. Okay, kitty mittens, pleased to come up. Now, I bet you're talented, meaning you have an eagle talon right hand and you grab your right shin right in the middle and then crank a doodle dandy on your ankle. Now, I'm a fan of giving my ankle a good turn because there is a season. Turn, 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 other way. 2, 3. What shall I learn from this lesson? That's a good prayer, isn't it? What is this here to teach me? Good. Now crack your toes if they do. 1, 2, 3. I think I got one. Glider pilots float. You know, when there's a big storm, eagles rise up above the storm. They can go up to 40 and 50,000 feet. So they just glide around and watch the small birds be killed by the lightning and hail and stuff. So let's learn from eagles and glide around a little bit. Open palms, pull back gently, right arm under. Now, I want you to just kind of make out with yourself a little bit. I know it's somewhat gratuitous, but just love yourself. Not so bad. Now, if you can fold up your arms, do that. If you can't, just keep making out with yourself and move your elbows up and down and left and right. This gets out the painful patterns of perception that accumulate in our Bermuda Triangle, neck, back, and shoulders. You might have to move a lot to feel it. And if you're tight as a boiled owl, the smallest movement makes you want to squeal. Good. Now take chest, elbows, face all the way to the right as far as you can. Turn your face all the way to the left as far as you can. That's called turning the other cheek and looking away from the evil, so to speak. Drop your chin, close your eyes. If you're hypermobile, kind of tilt your forearms to the right. If you're hypertonic, just stay alive. Yoga will find you exactly where you're at and tune you to your proper tonus. In religious language, we would say we let God tune our instrument, so to speak. Bring it back to the center. Release your arms to your elbows. Bring elbows up. And there's one thing I like doing. It's loosening up my shoulder girdle a little bit. Oh, goodness gracious, it accumulates up here. Goodness gracious. Good. This is my psychological block. This is my emotional block. Why do I have blocks? That's a good question, because I like sometimes to just balance my forehead on a pedestal. Now, when I first started, I needed a gigantic pedestal. Now I can just rest my forehead here, or you get the point. But I don't want to overdo it today. And if you don't have yoga blocks during this pose for about a minute, go on Amazon, order yoga blocks, order them for 3 p.m. delivery today. And then you too will have psychological and emotional blocks to lean on. Now, as your forehead comes down on the block, I want you to do something interesting. I want you to balance the head and the hips. I want you to feel such a balance between the top and the bottom of your body that your body goes curiously weightless, empty. WAITLESS, weightless. We don't need to wait anymore. Stop thinking. Yoga is the calming of the movement of our minds. Okay, my friends, please arise up out of that provocative pose. Yogasana, it's actually named after yoga. Yogasana is the name. Now we're going to do some reflexology. We're going to massage our thumbs into the middle center bottom of our feet. So I'm coming in from the bottom side. I went to a yoga class with Greg and a reflexology class broke out. This, of course, maybe not of course, it's the heart-lung center of your foot. And by massaging in there, we help to dissipate any disruption, hurt, wounding in our heart. Hold steady pressure with thumbnail. Close your eyes. And feeling the stimulation of the middle center bottom of your feet, we're going to chant one of our world famous ohms together. Big inhale. Okie doke. And we'll bring our hands into our heart, and I invite you entirely on your own disposition, if you'd like to pray for yourself for what's most wanted or needed in your life. But I do encourage you to pray extra super bold and ask big. God's not shocked by our prayers. We might be. God, please turn my hilarious cataclysmic situations into blessings with astonishing and breathtaking rapidity. Amen. Good. Okay, now this is my cat's favorite pose because it's named after fish. This is called Half Lord of the Tuna Fishes pose. Ardha Matsyendrasana. You bring your right knee in, and if you're stiff as a boiled owl, a lot of animal references, you just hold on to your knee and you hang on for dear life. After a while, your left elbow will go around your right knee. Then I tuck my cat in, my shuttle. Then after a little while, you get bendier, but we're not looking to be Olympic today. So right hand can come down if you're bendier. Left arm is to go up. Stay where you're at if this is like, nah, I ain't doing that. Inhale. Exhale, turn to the right. After a little while, your elbow will go outside your knee. My shoulder used to go outside my knee when I was in my 20s. Now that I'm in my 40s and telling the truth, it goes only to there. And a good day, I'll just reach down and grab my shin. I'll turn to the right, and you can't put new grape juice into old grape juice containers. So squeeze it out, kids. Flatten your right foot, tall spine, relaxed shoulders, chin level, open mind, soft heart, cheerful attitude. The guy just offered me $500 for my car. How about that? Sorry, it's $1,500 of salvage because of the battery, but nice guy though. Inhale, exhale, and release. Come on out. Ooh, I like twist donuts. Shake your leggies out. Woo! And counter pose by lifting up your pantyhose as high as you can. Way up. Head back. And stay up. And now come down. Good. That was a long asymmetrical sequence, wasn't it? Fortunately, I've forgotten it, so we don't have to do it on the other side. Just kidding. Fold your left shin under. This is a seed pose, Bija, B-I-J-A. If I ever had a daughter, I'd probably name her Bija. I think it's a beautiful name. Probably won't at this point, but you never know. Now, I'm going to lean over here. This is all tight as heck. Lace my hands behind my head if I can. And my extra bendy friends and my 4-year-old friends, they lean their left elbow down to the floor, which is pretty cool. But this is not comparing ourselves to other people. Comparison is the thief of joy. Run your own race, write your own books. There's just generally not much of a win in comparing ourselves to other people. It can be done intelligently, of course, to see how we're doing and what can be worked on and what can be improved, obviously. That's called positive comparison. Negative comparison is always a zero-sum game. You can do things that nobody else in the universe can do because you're you. So when we learn what we can do and optimize it, then all will be well. Kitty cats, come up. By the way, if you're watching and you're wondering why I always call you cats, it's a term of endearment. Good now. My bendier friends and my 4-year-olds will just lean all the way on their back with immunity and impunity. They can even extend their right leg out. They can even take their arms up over their head into movie star pose. And I get about right here and I'm content. The yoga word for contentment is samtosha. I accept, another word for contentment is acceptance. I accept exactly who I am, where I am, what I have, what's happening exactly the way that it is right here, right now. It's a powerful prayer. Now, one barometer of pose quality, of course, is breath. So if you're leaning back too much, you might be kind of spasmodically breathing from your chest. But if you can smooth your breath out at your tongue and do some diaphragmatic breathing, then you are over the moon in this pose. Okay, kitty mittens, let's come up out of Supta Ardha Virasana variation. Supta Ardha Virasana. Good. Then half a camel, you plant your hands and champagne bottoms, caviar rears, rocket hips to the moon, rocket ships to the moon. If you can barely lift, boy, have you found your tribe. And if you're one of those extra bendy circus performers, thanks for coming. Come on down now, kitty mittens. Take left leg out, not off, just out. Grab the situation. If your leg is too far away, there's hope for you. There's always hope. And if you can do-si-do your partner a lot, do that. This opens up your wallet so more money fits in your life. Other way. Yeah, baby. Now, I don't know. Personal question. Does your left elbow go under? Can you swing it? Does your right elbow go under? Can you scratch up your head? If you can't, if you're down here, that's called room to grow. And you're just waiting. And if you see somebody else doing it, you're not discouraged by it, you're inspired by it. That's what I'm learning from my musical pursuit at 2 years, starting at age 65, is I can either be overwhelmed or I can be inspired, and I choose to be inspired most of the time. Good. Now we're going to take the anterior malleolus, the pointy thing on the outside, and we're going to set it there. And if that's horrible, just put it anywhere. If it's great, put it there. Just don't have the pointy thing sticking into your knee. Have it lateral over to the right. Now, when I get in yogasana, oftentimes it's a little crimped. It's like having a tree crushing me. So I like to pull back on my butt a little bit, open it out. Then my arms are open. And then I start singing Open Arms by Journey with my pathetic Steve Perry impersonation, which you really don't want to hear, side to side. Because you know what Steve Perry says, don't stop believing, kitty cats. Now open palms, Then draw your arms back careful like. Then right arm under. Now, would you go steady with yourself? Would you go steady with yourself? It's a pretty important relationship, you and you. Good. Now, if your arms fold up into Garudasana, eagle arms, does that, and then elbows up and down to loosen up your years of accumulated anxiety, stress, and tension in our neck. And then sometimes I circle my elbows around because I want to open up my wings a little. We're like caterpillars. We have these dormant wings, but man, when those babies open up. Good. Now take chest, face, elbows, and everything to the left as far as it goes, keeping your butt gripped on the floor. Turn your face all the way to the right as far as you can. Drop your chin, close your eyes. Hold the baby up away from the dingo. Madonna pose, pure mercy, pure grace. Sometimes we need God as mother, as infinite grace and mercy, and sometimes we need a little God as disciplinarian and father, but the wisdom to know the difference. I like the mercy and the grace part. Good. Now brings it back here, kitty cats. To your elbows, bring it up, and it's 1991 and you're voguing in your living room looking really cool with your big hair side to side. 1991, when I was only 6 years old, golly, side to side. And bring it down. Now we're going weightless together, you guys. I don't know how many blocks you need or whether you have blocks, but that could be solved. Every problem has a solution. Rest your forehead on your block. And let's do a minute of mind melting, body assimilating, energetic coordinating, feel good. Stop thinking. You have a dimmer switch inside of your mind now. I just installed it for you, and you don't have an on-off switch, but you can dim it down. Inhale, come up. That has got to be one of the most valuable gifts in all of existence, is the ability to deliberately and intentionally calm the turbulence of our heart and mind. That's the first line of the great yoga scriptures, second line technically. All right, now from here, we need some vision, because without vision, people perish. So now we're going to take our thumbnails underneath our big toe metatarsal, right there. In Ayurveda, that's called Kashipra, and it associates with vision, emotional, spiritual, psychic vision. So if you massage in there, it's like driving in a really cloudy, horrible, foggy day, and then the fog lifts and you can see, and it's such relief. You can see where the cheese is. Honk if you love cheeses. Good, now push your thumb in there. Close your eyes. We are calm, peaceful souls. Everything is always working out for us. Now chant Om with me loud and proud so it resonates around the earth that sorely needs it. Inhale. Om. Good. And a finishing twist on this side, the one my cat likes, left knee in. If you're really tight, this is all, your flanks are just crunchy. So just grabbing your knee is great. And just keep coming back 2, 3 times a week. And don't go see any other yoga teachers but me, because there's actually nobody else on the internet teaching. So it's just me. Now, if your right elbow goes in front, that's pretty good. That's progress. Then after a while, your elbow can kind of hook over the top. For me, I got to get my, well, it's not my beer belly. I just got to get my belly out of the way. Then some days I used to reach and grab my left foot, but now my right foot feels good. Now, watch my head. Bad posture, Greg. Perky posture. Drop my chin, turn left lots and lots, close my eyes, out with the old, in with the new. When we squeeze ourselves like a sponge, we naturally absorb sattvic qualities. That's yoga term, sattvic, love, light, truth. But first, we got to squeeze out tamasic qualities, darkness, fear, ignorance, silliness. Inhale hither, exhale thither. Do come out. Now, just to, we'll finish with something that's symmetrical. Stretch your leggies. Dandasana. This is named after the yoga sage Don Knotts, the guy on Mayberry RFD, Don Knottsana. That's actually not it, Dandasana, staff pose. Good, and then final clear table, clear the table, lift up. And come on down, kitty cats. Okay, now I've got all day for Shavasana, but I know I honor your time. So 7 minutes, and I'm going to put a blanket underneath my neck. I'm going to put a bolster underneath my knees. That's how I like it. And then if you like to cover yourself with a blanket, there's so many fun options. Maybe put a little chloroform on a washcloth. Just kidding, don't do that. Oh man, and my happy is on. Woof. Now let's go through the checklist of bliss before we take off into ecstasy. Jiggle your legs. Then I'm gonna lift my left and my right butt cheek, get any dents out of my bottom. Left and right shoulder blade, palms up, swallow once, gulp. Close your eyes, brain rolls back. And I shan't bother you for 6 minutes. Okay, my friends, relax even more. There's that guy's voice from a billion miles away from the other side of the galaxy. And why you're in this nice blended condition between soul and spirit. This is our Sunday ritual where, if you would like, you could invite God, love, source, spirit, infinite, higher organizing wisdom into yourself, whatever name you give to the infinite nameless. Always a choice, never from convincing or coercion. Good. If you prayed that little prayer with me, wiggle your fingers and toes and circulate a giant, fresh new batch of extra super feel God through yourself. Inspiration, guidance, love, light, truth, wisdom, beauty, abundance, source, provision, well being, intelligence, creativity. That stuff. Good. Now curl onto your right side. Take your time, nice and slow. Good. Now we will sit up with our eyes closed because that keeps our proprioception, our center. So it's actually a good thing to sit up with your eyes closed and trust that your behind will find Axis Mundi, the center of the universe. Now pause, go into our heart, and we remember that if I go deep into me, and you go deep into you, and we go deep into we come to the same place together. Yogis call that field of unity. Namaste. Well, I got to tell you that I needed and loved doing yoga. It was the best thing I could have done right now. So, first, as always, I say goodbye to YouTubers first. If you like the vibe of this tribe, please like and subscribe. Leave a comment. It's like, best yoga ever. Or who the hell do you think you are? Just let me have it one way or the other. We'll see you guys next time. Share it with friends. People need yoga. Now we'll go to Zoom and say hello because we'll say a quick hello to friends on Zoom. It's always heartening to see who's in class if you want. Wes from Phoenix, Arizona. That's a long way to drive to get to class, my friend. It's good to see you. Many blessings. Thanks for coming. Linda, you're always doing the extra flexible stuff in class. I love that about you. And look at that cat. Kiss the cat on the head. Yep. Aw, boy, that is beauty squared right there. Really nice. Speaking of beauty multiplied beyond exponentials, look at Iris and Anna. Hi, beautiful ladies. Nice to see you. Moi, moi. Good to see the ladies. Anna, we should chat sometime soon, it seems like. Lisa Healy, nice to see you. Good to see you. Always thank you. My
I
friend,
like the eating pixies.
say what?
Pixies.
Likes to do yoga, she said.
No,
Oh,
pixies.
please translate.
It's donuts in Ukrainian.
Oh, okay. Excellent.
She likes donuts. Yeah.
Wow.
And yoga. And yoga.
Let's go get some.
Yoga
We'll
and
Uber.
donuts. Good combination.
Yeah.
Yoga and donuts. Absolutely. Jilly Job. Nice to see you, my Jill unit. Always a
Hey,
pleasure.
Greggy.
She missed
I like
yesterday.
your home. I like your
Right.
home.
Exactly. And then a picture of a camera and then an iPhone. I bet the iPhone is Angie. It's good to see you. You guys, I got to go look at my car. Wish me luck. Give me blessings. And sorry for my gratuitous lamentations, but I think you heard the theme. Great good comes as quickly as possible. Many blessings. Oh, by the way, I put a sale price up for my car in the chat just for laughs. So if you're interested, it's in the chat. I'll see you guys. Have a beautiful day.
Have a good one. See you.
Bye.
Bye.
See? Okay.